Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. You should all know what time it is. Spoiler season is upon us once again, and honestly it's starting out pretty sweet. We have a lot of cards to show you today that will certainly make you want to spend money you don't have. Woohoo all! The first card we're talking about today is Mox Opal. Yes, the Affinity staple is finally getting a reprint. Hovering around $40 to $50, this is easily the most expensive part of the artifact-based aggro strategy in Modern. If it weren't for its price, the deck would be one of the cheapest Tier 1 decks in the format. This reprint, while still at mythic rarity, will assuredly help bring the price down at least a little bit. At this point, anything is helpful for Mox Opal. Speaking of Affinity, Cranial Plating is getting a reprint at the uncommon level. Only printed in 5th Dawn and then in Plane Chase, I'm glad they're bringing this back. It does cost a couple dollars, so it isn't too bad yet, but if it didn't get a reprint, I'm sure it could be the next $5 common, especially since it's a staple in a ton of Affinity shells. Try to keep in mind that Modern Masters isn't just about staples for the Modern format. It's also meant to be a draft set in and of itself. To this end, Rusted Relic from Scars of Mirrodin is coming back, basically signaling that Metalcraft is going to be a viable strategy in Modern Masters Limited. That's cool. I can get behind that. There's no way that the cool artifacts in the set end with just these three. With both Mirrodin blocks to draw from, expect some more artifact goodness. I think I speak for every budget Modern player when I say that I almost had a heart attack when I saw Daybreak Coronet's reprint. $30 is just way too much for the Hexproof staple. Much like Mox Opal and Affinity, Daybreak Coronet really is more expensive than the rest of any Hexproof deck it's in. Plus, I mean, come on, that art though, it's pretty sweet. Could not be happier that Coronet's getting a reprint. Our next awesome reprint in Modern Masters is Dismember. While the card isn't as expensive as it used to be, that doesn't stop its reprint from being any less awesome. It'll be amazing in Limited, and it's used across formats in various strategies. Affinity, Merfolk, Delver strategies, Infect. While the Modern event deck's reprinting did hurt its financial value, its playability is still quite high. Another way to get full Dismembers is kinda awesome. Endrek Sahr Master Breeder is our next Modern Masters reprint. Honestly, totally forgot about this guy. Granted, he doesn't cost much at all, and his reprint isn't something players are dying for. He will be interesting in the Limited format, and another way to get him in foil for Commander players isn't a bad thing either. Bloodthrone Vampire was also spoiled today in the same article as Endrek Sahr, clearly showing us some obvious synergies we might want in the new Limited format. I'm sure the Vampire isn't the last of the sack outlets we're going to see. If anything, this should really make Commander players happy. If they're prioritizing sacrifice engines in Modern, you could see some pretty sweet staples. Because aggro is just so fun, reprints of Vampire Lacerator, Goblin Fireslinger, and Stormblood Berserker ensure that the strategy will exist in Modern Masters Limited. It's important to remember that Stormblood Berserker was often taken as a pick one in most packs of M12. The card's just bonkers good in draft. Some of you newer players might not know that, so just remember it now. The card is stupid in draft. Well, this is definitely the biggest announcement of the day. Noble Hierarch is finally confirmed as a reprint at the rare level. First off, thank goodness this isn't mythic. Dodged a bullet there. Second, this card got to $70 at one point. It makes mana and has Exalted. No, this should not be $70. It was number 1 on our list of cards that needed to be reprinted, and I'm beyond excited that it's finally happening. Even though Modern Masters is a limited print run, this will tank its price, especially because it isn't mythic. If you need Noble Hierarchs, just wait a little bit. That price is going to fall fast. Just reprint hype. The last spoiler of the day, and another one I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about, is Primeval Titan. The card has been slowly rising in price for a while now, sitting around $15 currently. This is all probably thanks to Amulet Bloom becoming a thing. You can actually see our deck tech on that right here. Regardless, the card's increased demand makes it a perfect reprint target, if only it were still legal in Commander. Doll shucks. I'd say this is a great start to the Modern Masters 2015 spoiler season. Seeing Opal, Coronet, and Hierarch confirmed as spoilers already is a huge relief. The MSRP of these packs are really high, but Wizards is clearly filling them with value. Hopefully there's a lot more to come. Which cards do you want reprinted the most? So let me know in the comments. Tune in every day as we'll have continuing spoiler coverage throughout the entire season. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Modern Masters 2015 spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.